What if everything you've been told about aging is wrong? What if the stiffness, fatigue, and declining health that doctors dismiss as normal aging are actually preventable? At 94 years old, I live completely medication-free, maintain my independence, and have the biological markers of someone 30 years younger. 2 years ago, my doctor was stunned during my annual checkup when my test results showed the health profile of a person in their 60s. When he pressed me for my secret, I revealed the 5 simple morning habits I've followed religiously for decades. These aren't complicated medical interventions or expensive treatments. They're straightforward practices that work with your body's natural rhythms, and anyone can start implementing them tomorrow morning. While my friends half my age struggle with daily medications and need assistance with basic tasks, I continue to live fully and independently. The most shocking part, the third habit takes just 4 minutes each morning, yet 92% of seniors completely skip it. This single oversight cost them the most important opportunity to preserve their cognitive function and mental sharpness. The damage isn't immediately visible, which is exactly why so many people neglect it until it's too late. These 5 habits aren't just about feeling better. They're about maintaining your independence, preserving your dignity, and ensuring that your later years are filled with vitality instead of decline. The difference between aging gracefully and struggling through each day often comes down to what you do in the first hour after waking up. Strategic morning hydration, the foundation of cellular health. Every night while you sleep, your body loses approximately 1 liter of water through natural respiration and perspiration. Yet most seniors wake up and immediately reach for coffee, tea, or other beverages that actually worsen their dehydration. This seemingly innocent mistake sets off a cascade of problems that affect everything from joint mobility to brain function, and it's completely preventable with a simple 30-second morning ritual. The connection between morning dehydration and accelerated aging is profound and scientifically documented. Researchers at Johns Hopkins Medicine discovered that even mild dehydration decreases brain function by 27% and increases inflammation markers by 31% in adults over 65. This isn't just about feeling thirsty. It's about your body's fundamental ability to function optimally. When you start your day in a dehydrated state, you're essentially handicapping every system in your body from the moment you wake up. Consider Alina, an 82-year-old woman who suffered from daily headaches and dizziness for years. Her doctors prescribed various treatments and medications, but nothing provided lasting relief. The breakthrough came when she discovered that chronic morning dehydration was the root cause of her symptoms. Within weeks of implementing proper morning hydration, her headaches disappeared, her energy improved, and her overall quality of life transformed dramatically. Physiological impact of morning dehydration extends far beyond simple discomfort. When you're dehydrated, the synovial fluid in your joints becomes more viscous and thick, increasing friction and wear with every movement. This directly contributes to the morning stiffness that so many seniors accept as inevitable. Simultaneously, your brain cells require proper hydration to maintain electrical conductivity and efficiently remove the metabolic waste that accumulates during sleep. Without adequate morning hydration, these toxic byproducts remain in brain tissue longer, contributing to the mental fog that clouds many people's mornings and potentially accelerating long-term cognitive decline. The solution is remarkably simple, but the timing and method are crucial for maximum effectiveness. Before going to bed each night, prepare a 16-oz glass of room temperature water with just a small pinch of natural salt. Place it on your nightstand so it's the first thing you see when you wake up. Drink this entire glass immediately upon waking before coffee, tea, or breakfast. The room temperature is important because your body can absorb it more quickly than cold water, and the tiny amount of salt helps with cellular absorption through a process called osmotic balance. This isn't about drinking more water throughout the day, though that's certainly beneficial. The specific advantage comes from breaking your overnight dehydration immediately before introducing any other substances that might interfere with hydration. For those who find plain water unpalatable first thing in the morning, adding a small squeeze of fresh lemon is acceptable, but avoid any sweeteners or additives that could trigger insulin responses and interfere with your morning metabolic processes. The effects of this habit are both immediate and cumulative. Within days, most people notice reduced joint stiffness and improved mental clarity within weeks. The benefits often include better digestion, more stable energy levels, and even improved skin elasticity as the body's hydration status normalizes. I've maintained this habit religiously for nearly 20 years, and it transformed my morning experience when I started it at age 75. Your cells are dehydrated right now. Don't let another morning pass without giving them what they desperately need. Circadian-aligned sunlight exposure, resetting your internal clock. Your body contains an intricate biological clock system that governs everything from hormone production to immune function, and it can be completely disrupted by missing one critical morning window. Stanford University's Center for Sleep Sciences has confirmed that just 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight exposure resets circadian rhythms and boosts serotonin production by 42% in older adults. Yet, a University of Colorado study found that missing this critical morning sunlight window increases depression risk by 69% and disrupts sleep patterns within just days. The science behind this is both fascinating and practical. Early morning sunlight contains specific wavelengths that trigger specialized receptors in your retina called melanopsin receptors. These receptors then send signals to your brain's master clock located in the hypothalamus, which sets dozens of biological processes in motion. This precisely timed light exposure influences hormone production, body temperature regulation, digestive enzyme release, and over 150 other bodily processes that determine how well you feel and function throughout the day. Robert, a 78-year-old man, had been struggling with sleep problems and taking medication for years. His solution seemed simple. He took daily walks for exercise and fresh air. However, he was taking these walks in the afternoon, completely unaware that morning light exposure has fundamentally different biological effects than light received later in the day. When he shifted his walks to the morning hours within 30 minutes of waking, he was able to eliminate his sleep medication entirely. His transformation illustrates how timing can be more important than the activity itself. Without proper morning light exposure, your brain continues producing melatonin longer than it should, creating a damaging cycle of poor sleep, increased inflammation, and accelerated aging. This disruption affects far more than just how well you sleep at night. Your circadian rhythm influences blood pressure regulation, immune system function, and even how efficiently your body metabolizes nutrients from food. Research from Northwestern University has demonstrated that seniors with disrupted circadian rhythms show measurably faster rates of muscle loss and cognitive decline compared to those who maintain stable daily rhythms. The implementation of this habit is straightforward, but requires consistency and proper technique. Step outside within 30 minutes of waking and spend 10 to 15 minutes in natural morning light, even on cloudy days. The key detail that many people miss is to avoid wearing glasses, sunglasses, or contacts during this exposure if possible, as glass and plastic filter out some of the specific light wavelengths needed for circadian reset. The light must enter through your eyes to be effective. Skin exposure alone won't reset your internal clock. If weather absolutely prevents outdoor exposure, sitting near a window provides some benefit, though it's roughly 50% less effective than direct outdoor light. For those living in extremely northern regions with limited winter sunlight, a Medicalraid light therapy box designed specifically for circadian regulation can serve as a helpful substitute. Though natural light remains superior when available, the benefits of this habit compound over time, creating increasingly stable sleep-wake cycles that support every aspect of your health. Within a week of consistent morning light exposure, most seniors report falling asleep more easily and waking more refreshed. Within a month, many experience improvements in mood, energy levels, and digestive regularity as their internal clocks stabilize. Your body's internal clock is waiting for tomorrow morning's light signal. Make sure you don't miss this critical window again. The 4-minute cognitive priming routine, protecting your mental sharpness. Every morning, your brain loses approximately 30,000 neural connections unless you take specific action to prevent this loss. This isn't an exaggeration or scare tactic. It's based on solid neurological research into brain plasticity in aging adults. The remarkable discovery is that a simple 4-minute morning routine can not only prevent this loss, but actually reverse it. Yet 92% of seniors completely ignore this opportunity, missing the single most important window for cognitive preservation. Neuroscientists at Harvard Medical School have discovered that cognitive priming exercises performed immediately after waking increase neuroplasticity by 37% and improve executive function throughout the day. The early morning hours represent a unique and irreplaceable opportunity for brain training because your neural networks are in their most adaptable state as you transition from sleep to wakefulness. This enhanced adaptability occurs due to elevated levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor (BDNF), often called miracle grow for brain cells, which peaks shortly after waking and gradually declines throughout the day. Margaret, an 86-year-old woman, demonstrated the power of this principle during her recovery from hip surgery. While her physical therapy was postponed during her recovery period, she maintained her morning cognitive routine. Despite the high-risk period for cognitive decline that often accompanies major surgery and reduced activity in seniors, her mental function remained sharp and even improved during recovery. Her experience shows that cognitive exercises can maintain brain function even during physically challenging periods. The damage of skipping morning brain activation creates a cumulative deficit that accelerates cognitive decline and increases dementia risk by 29%, according to longitudinal studies from the National Institute on Aging. Each morning represents a critical opportunity to engage your brain's plasticity mechanisms, either positively through deliberate activation or negatively through passive activities that fail to stimulate neural growth. The insidious nature of this damage is that it isn't immediately apparent, which is precisely why so many seniors neglect this habit until cognitive changes become noticeable, at which point significant neural connections have already been lost. The solution is the 4-to-4 morning challenge. Solve one simple math problem, recall one detailed memory, learn 4 new words, and visualize your day all within 4 minutes total. This precise combination activates multiple brain regions simultaneously, creating what neuroscientists call cross-connectivity that strengthens overall cognitive resilience. The math problem activates your logical reasoning centers. Memory recall strengthens hippocampal networks essential for information storage. Vocabulary learning builds language centers, and visualization engages planning and executive function areas in your prefrontal cortex. The specific 4-minute time frame is based on